Today, our weight workout, you're going to need a set of weights and a resistance band. It doesn't really matter what color, whatever color you have, they're going to be for our finishers. So we'll get started with the warm-up. You're going to put your hands on your hips. You're just going to hinge till you feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, and then squeeze and come up, just like we do in the straps. Keeping your back nice and straight. Hinge down, feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs, and then squeeze your glutes and come up straight. Okay, we're going to do one more. Good, now widen your stance a little bit, and we're going to do squats. Sit your hips back, squeeze when you come up. Nice, slow. You don't have to go down very deep yet, just go down as far as you can. Make sure your hips are sitting back, knees stay behind the toes. Now we're going to add 3 pulses at the bottom. 2, 3, and then squeeze and stand up. Last one. Good. All right, now we're going to alternate reverse lunging. Sweeping the arms up. So you're going to step one leg back. Remember to keep the front knee behind your toes. You're trying to get 290 degrees on each angle, each knee. 290-degree angles on each knee. You don't have to go that low. We're going to do one more. All right. Now we're going to pull the knees up. So trying to warm up the core. You should feel this work in your core a little bit. And your hip flexors right here. And we're just trying to get the whole body warm. All right, now you're going to kick your heel back towards your butt. Curl the arms for a bicep curl. Okay, now pull the leg out to the side. Alternating legs. Pull the arms back. All right, now our last one. Just get the rest of the body, big deep squat, reach up nice and high. Warm up the shoulders, open the chest. This kind of gets everything warm. And after this, we're ready to go. All right, one more. Okay, so we're gonna start. We're going to do 4 exercises, repeating them 3 times. It's all going to be on the timer. And then we're going to do 4-minute burners using the bands. So your first 4 exercises are going to be overhead press, hammer curls, front raises, and then bicep curls. So make sure you have the weights ready for that. I'm going to start the timer. Now we're going to start with your overhead press. So you want to grab the weights you're going to use for overhead press. It's going to be about 8 to 10 reps, depending on how fast you're going. So this is your overhead press. Remember, you want to put one foot forward, keeping your spine nice and straight. You can have your elbows out, or you can have them in, whatever feels better to you. All right, and then you have about 10 seconds to get your next weight increment. And that's going to be for hammer curls. I'm actually going to use those weights. And we're going to go up, slow, down, slow. About 2 counts each way. You want to get your arms all the way straight, and then bring them all the way up with no swing. Exhale when you pull it up. The next one's going to be a front raise. So I'm actually going to use one of those weights. And you're just going to lift about shoulder height. And we're going to keep it nice and slow, no swing. You're going to exhale when you lift. Then we have twist curls. Now for those bicep movement, I'm going to go a little lighter. And we're going to twist them as we come up. So at the top of the movement, your palms should be facing your shoulder. Good. All right, so now we start over with the overhead press. It's going to be the same time. And we've got the bicep hammer curls. And I'm going to use the same weight, so I'm not even going to set them down. Up, two, down, two. Good. You might find you're getting less reps. That's because you're getting tired, and that's okay. So the next one is a front raise. If you keep your feet together and your core nice and tight, you should feel that work in the core. Pretty good when you lift it to the shoulder. If you're feeling that in your lower back, then you can put one foot forward and bring your arms in a little closer to your body. But definitely keep your core engaged on this one. And then we've got the twist curls. Good. We've got one more round for all four of those, starting with the overhead press. Now on this last round, you might want to go a little lighter, depending on how you're feeling. Or you can just stop early. And we have the bicep hammer curls, up two, down two. Third round is definitely harder. We have the front raise. And then the last one's going to be the twist curls. So your biceps and shoulders should be feeling pretty tired. All right, so now we are going to do the finisher. You want to grab your band and put it under 1 foot or both, 1 foot or both feet. And we're going to do 4 singles. Then you're going to come halfway up and do 4 pulses. 1 foot is probably fine at this point. You need to make it harder, go to 2 feet. So we're going to do this. We had a minute on the clock. We're down to our last 20 seconds. We're going to do 2 burners for each muscle group. So this is our first one for biceps. Good. All right. Now, if you have a lighter band, it'd be a good time to grab it. If you don't, I'm sorry, because this one's probably going to burn. So again, 1 foot or 2, we're going to bicycle the arms. So now, you want to be careful to keep the elbows at your side so that you're not doing this and using shoulders and torso and everything else. You want to keep it in the biceps, keep your elbows at your side, and just kind of bicycle the arms. So if you need to make it easier, take a foot out. Especially if you don't have a lighter band, you should probably go to 1 foot. This is our last one for biceps. And they are feeling it. Give that a little stretch. I'm going to keep this lighter band for shoulder. And I'm going to do 1 foot. So the first one is going to be alternating lifts, front raises. So I'm going to do 4 to the front, and then I'm going to do 4 a little out to the side. Now you don't have to get all the way to the shoulder, especially if it compromises your form. You want to just pull with your arms straight to the front, to the side, using just the shoulder muscles. Don't let your neck get in there. Try not to bend your arm, try to keep it straight. And mostly, make sure your movement stays smooth. So if you find yourself kind of jerking, just rest for a minute until you can go back to a nice smooth movement both ways. Good. If you want to change feet, you can. We're going to do circles next. So again, it doesn't matter how high you go with your arm. The important thing is that you want to keep the arm straight and keep the movement controlled. So we're going to go the same direction halfway through the switch. All right, take a break if you need it and switch directions. shoulder and biceps are done. We're gonna stretch those out, thumbs down and back, and then we'll get set up for our next round. Activity completed. So let's give the biceps a nice stretch. Then we're gonna turn our arm over and get a nice forearm stretch. And then shoulders, let's do a nice pendulum. We're not quite done with shoulders, just the front of them really. So we're not gonna stretch them all the way. Let's just get them feeling a little better. All right, and then you wanna get set up for our next round. That's gonna be a one-arm row, side raises, and then rear delt flies. So that's what you're gonna need for the next set. Let's get it started. So your first one's going to be right arm, one arm row. Opposite leg is going to step forward, lean down into your thigh, and then pull your elbow down and back. So you're getting a nice work through the back, and your core is engaged. Think about pulling the elbow down and back. Weight should end up right around your hip so that you're using the back muscles, not the bicep. Now we're going to do a side raise, so get your light weights. And we're going to go out to the side, nice and slow. Now if you feel like your weights are a little bit light, but you don't want to go heavier, you can just get a little hold up there at the top, which I like anyway, because it shows that you have good control over the weight you're using. A little hold at the top is going to make it a lot harder. Just want to go to about shoulder height or below. Good. Then we're going to do left arm. One arm row. Back nice and straight. Your head is in good alignment, and you're pulling your elbow down and back, trying to get that weight to end up right about at your hip. A little hold at the top. Really feel your back working here, right around your shoulder blade. All right, and then the next one is going to be rear delt flies. Little hinge, your knees are soft. You're gonna bring the arms up, pull them from the back of the shoulders. Again, a little hold at the top really shows that you have good control over the weight. It works the muscle a lot better. So you should feel this work in the back of the shoulder. All right, so now we start over. Right arm, one arm row. I think I faced this way. We have side raises. Then your one arm row for the other arm. with these, your knees are kind of soft. You hinge at the hip, but you keep your back nice and straight. Core is engaged. And you're pulling your arms up, keeping your elbows just a little bent. All right. Okay, we got one more time for everything. So right one arm row first. Then your side raises. All right, then we have our left arm. Last round of rear delt flies. Okay, good. So give your back a little stretch. We're back done with the back, the shoulders, and the back, the upper back, shoulder blades. So we're gonna stretch that out. And then get ready for the next round. Oh, no, we gotta do our finishers. Hold on, we gotta back that up. Okay, so you're gonna get your light band, if you have one. All right, and we're gonna put one foot in and step forward. And then we're gonna just cycle the arms forward, just like that. All right, now switch, just step through that band, keep your palms up, and then we're gonna push up toward the ceiling with your palms up toward the ceiling. Keep your arms straight. So this is working rear delts. Core is engaged. Step out of that, keep a hold of your handles, and then you're gonna grab the band in the middle. Or if you have a band without handles, that's fine too, just bunch it up. And we're gonna do a T-fly. So arms stay straight, you're gonna pull them straight back. Squeeze in the shoulder blades. So for the first 30 seconds, we're gonna do singles. And for the last half, we're gonna add some pulses. All right, 3 pulses, and then bring the band forward. Now remember, when you bring the band forward, you never let the resistance go off totally. You want to keep that resistance. Good. All right. If you have a harder band, grab it. If not, you can make it work with that one. You're going to double it up, put both bands under one foot. Now make sure it's under there pretty good. And then you're going to row. Now we're going to keep these a little on the faster side, but good for. So we're not resting at the top or the bottom. We're just keeping it moving. Holding down and back with your shoulder. 10 more seconds, we're going to switch to the other leg. And the other arm. All right, let's switch. Same thing. Right under your shoe. And then start going. Keep some nice movement going with that. Good. All right, take the band. You can keep this one or go to your lighter one, whatever you want to do. We're going to do external rotation, rotator cuff, and internal rotation. Elbows at your side, palms are up, and we're going to slow and control pull the band. So slow and controlled for the first 30 seconds, and then we'll add some pulses. I'm going to kind of turn both ways so you can see. Your elbows are at 90 degrees. They're right at your side. So don't get your elbows out like this, because then you're using other muscles. You want to keep the elbows in and just use your rotator cuff, your shoulder. All right, now we're going to do pulses. 1, 2, 3, and then we come in, relax. 1, 2, 3, come in. Remember, don't let the band go soggy in the middle. You want to keep that tension on it. These are hard. We only have 10 more seconds. Your shoulders are burning. One more time. Done. All right. Okay, so we're done with the burn set. Now we're going to get ready for our next round. Activity completed. Okay, so the next one is going to be on the mat. We're going to do tricep overhead press. You can use one weight or 2 weights. We're going to do chest flies, and then we're going to do tricep presses and chest presses. So the first 2, tricep overhead press and chest flies, are going to be a little lighter. And then the second 2, the tricep presses and the chest presses, are going to be a little heavier. So get the weights around that you're going to need. And have your bands handy, because we'll use those for the finishers. All right, so here we go. The first one is going to be tricep overhead press. 2 weights or 1, your choice. So your elbows stay pointing to the ceiling, and you bend and straighten the arms. All right, then we're going to go right into chest flies. So a chest fly, the palms face each other. You open the arms, keeping a slight bend in the elbow. You only go out as far as you can control. tricep presses. So on this one, you're going to keep your elbows in close to your ribs, and you're going to push straight up to work the triceps, the back of the arms. So at the top of the movement, you want the weight to be right over your shoulder, and you want to squeeze the back of your arms. So you really feel that work in the triceps. And then our last one is going to be chest press. Alright, then we're going to start over, starting with tricep overhead press. Then we've got chest flies. Good. All right, then we've got tricep presses. So remember, elbows stay close to your ribs. Straighten the arms all the way at the top. Squeeze the back of the arm. Sometimes you gotta make the right muscle move. And then the last one is going to be chest press. Good. All right, for our final round. So you need to go down in weight for the last round. The first one's going to be tricep overhead press. Oops, wrong one. Then we have chest flies. Tricep presses is next. it's perfectly normal to slow down on your last round because you're tired. You want to keep your good form. And always stop early if you need to. Now we have our finishers. So the first finisher, you're going to grab your lighter band. And we're going to go across the body. So you're going to, whatever hand you're holding with, go to that same shoulder. You can grab the band by the handle or the band, and you're going to cross body tricep presses. So your palm is kind of facing either toward the roof or toward your feet, whatever works better for you. Keeping the elbow pointing toward the ceiling when you're doing tricep presses. So you should feel that in the back of the arm. Switch arms, same thing. Try to keep your elbow pointing to the ceiling so that you're not compensating with your shoulder. If you're feeling it on the shoulder, try taking your arm down a little bit. And think about straightening and bending the elbow. If you're quivering, your muscle is quivering, you're right in the right place. That's exactly what we want. This is the last thing you're doing for your triceps today. So we want to make sure that they've gotten a good workout. Alright, triceps are done, so now we're going to move on to chest. Our first finisher is going to be push-ups. So you can do these on your knees or your toes. Get your hands right underneath your shoulders. So knees, you're going to have your hips down, a nice plank. You can have your toes up, or you can have them down on the floor. Just stop and rest whenever you need to. You want to keep a nice steady pace. Okay, and then the next finisher is going to be a little easier. We're going to come on the elbows. Again, you can do knees or toes this time. We're going to do scapular push-ups. So what that is you're going to let your shoulder blades dip, and then you're going to push them out. So let them dip down, then round them. So you're not letting your plank suffer. You're keeping a nice strong plank. You're just dipping at the shoulder blade, kind of squeezing them together, and then lift and round your back and pull them apart. And you can do these from the knees as well. So what this does is it works on your stability for your shoulders. strong plank. Keep your core tight. All right, get a nice stretch. We're done with shoulders.
This Fit to a Core video has been brought to you by. By the way, even if your instructor isn't here, don't think you can just slack off at any given moment. She knows where you live.
So let's stretch the chest. We'll stretch the triceps. All right, our last round is going to be legs. So you'll need weights for squats and lunges. And then we're going to be doing some stuff on one leg. So if you're going to need something to balance on, hold on to, you want that close by as well. So our first one is going to be squats. And reverse lunges. Squats and reverse lunges. So gather the weight you're going to need for those. All right, first is squats. So feet about hip width apart, sit back into the heels, squeeze when you come up. Go back to those. About 10 reps is what you should be getting. Good, now we're going to do a reverse lunge. The right leg is going to move. So remember on a reverse lunge, you're going to step back, go straight down into your front heel, keeping your knee behind your toes. And then you're going to step forward. Good. Then we're going to do plie squats. And for plie squats, I like to use one weight. You can keep two if you like it. So your legs are wide, toes out. Go down as far as you can, and then squeeze when you come up. Squeeze like you're trying to bring your heels closer together. If they're stuck on the floor and you can't. All right, and then we're going to do reverse lunges with the left leg. Okay, so we're going to start over. Squats. Then we've got reverse lunges. shoulders right over your hips. Tail feathers are pointing down. So on a plie squat, there's no hinge forward. You're going to keep your shoulders right up and go straight down. You should feel this in the inner thighs and the glutes. All right, then we have the reverse lunge on the other leg. All right, we got one more time. So our first one is squats. Then reverse lunge. Good, then you got a plie squat. And then a reverse lunge the other way. Okay, now all we have is our burners. So our first burner is actually going to be power squats. So here's power squats. They're shallow and they're quick, but you're still sitting your hips back into your heels. Now, if you don't want to do squats, you're going to do high knees like this, but keep it moving. You can come up on the toes or you can give it a little jump, whatever one you want to do. And take the time to sit back, make sure each one is good quality. More seconds. Hard to do for a minute. Nice. Okay, now we're going to stand. If you need something for balance, we're going to work the glutes. So we're going to lift the leg out to the side. But you're going to kind of stay up there. Point your toe a little bit toward the floor. And you should really feel that working. The glute mainly right here on your outer thigh, secondarily. So really think about squeezing your glute, keeping the knee toward the front, pointing your toe down a little bit, and keeping your core nice and straight. Now the last 15 seconds of this, we're going to stay up at the top and do pulses. So now stay up at the top, just stay up there and pulse, pulse, pulse. You should really feel that burn in it now. Good. All right, so now we're going to do the other leg, which is going to be harder because it's already tired because you stood on it all that time just now. Okay, so we start lifting it to the side. Coming not all the way down unless you need to. You can touch your toe down every time if you need to. And then remember to point your toe down a little bit toward the floor. Think about squeezing the glute every time you lift. You're probably feeling it a lot in the leg that you're standing on. And then the last 15 seconds, we're going to do those pulses. Yeah, all right. So our last burner, we're going to alternate lunging forward. You're going to kind of lean into it. Lean your upper body over and aim your elbow toward the knee, your opposite elbow. So the point of the leaning, the hinge, is to try to put it more in the glute. So I'll show you. So we're not doing this, we're not rounding over, just a little hinge. Kind of putting your chest over your thigh so that we get into the glute a little more. Now if you feel like you've got it, you've got pretty good form, you can increase the speed a little bit. The depth of your lunge is totally up to you. Nice job. All right. So, I can't remember if I said that was our last round, but we do have one more round, and it's on the mat and it's for core. So if I did say it was the last round, then you guys will feel right at home. So all you need for this one is a heavy weight to do a lat pull down, and then a lighter weight to do a one-arm core exercise with. All right, so get those weights together. Let's get this last round done. So we're going to start with a lat pull down. That'll be your heavy weight. Feet are down, your arms are straight. Go back as far as you can, and then you exhale and pull it down. I'm going to turn my weight so I don't hit the floor so soon. So go back as far as you can, get a nice stretch in the shoulders. Exhale, pull it down to about the chest. Keeping the arms straight the whole time. All right, now we're going to keep the arm pretty much the same. We're going to add the legs so we get a little more core work. So the arm goes back, the legs are straight up or straight out, and then you're going to pull it in. So this is a swimmer's pull. Now to make it a little easier, you can go all the way out with the legs. You can go up toward the ceiling, or you can even keep them bent like that. Now you're going to take your one weight, your lighter weight, put it in the right hand. And you want to try to push straight up to the ceiling. You're going to exhale on the up, and then down slow, with control. Good, then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now if you want to make this a little harder, you can take the same leg of the weight of the side that you have the weight in and straighten that leg out, and it's going to work that side a little more. So up on one, down slow. All right, so we're going to go back to the heavy weight and do the lat pull down without the legs first. Keep the arms straight, go back as far as you can, exhale and pull. Then we're going to add the legs in, the swimmer's pole. So remember your options there. You can keep your legs bent, or you can go straight up to the ceiling, or you can go out. You gotta get your lighter weight, put it in the right. Up on one, down slow. Alright, so we're on our last time. Go back to your heavier weight. Back, pull down. Good, then we're going to add the legs for swimmer's pole. Okay, go for your lighter weight now. Okay, and then the other side, and we are done. Okay, don't switch weights. that down. Let's get a nice stretch. Okay, so we'll start on your back. And let's first just get a nice stretch. Legs straight, arms right behind your head. Pull back one direction and push your feet the other direction. Get a nice stretch in the whole core area. Good. Now relax that. You're going to walk your legs all the way to the right as far as they can go comfortably. Then take your right hand, put it around your left wrist, and then just gently, keeping your shoulders on the mat, pull your upper body to the right as well. So you look like the letter C. You get a nice stretch all on the left side. So some nice deep breaths. Get those muscles to relax. All right, then we're going to go back to the middle. Now walk your legs over to the left. Take your left hand around your right wrist. Keeping your shoulders on the mat, just gently pull the upper body to the left now. We'll get a stretch on the right side. All right, come back to the middle. We're going to bend the knees. Let's bring them in toward the chest. Wrap your arms around your legs and just roll like a ball. Massage the lower back. Alright, and you're going to bring your feet up. So get a stretch in the inner thighs and hips. Put your hands on the bottom of your feet. And then just gently push it down against your feet. And then just rock that side to side. Feel that stretch in the inner thighs and hips. It's good on the lower back too. Alright, now we're going to put the feet down right outside of the hips. Keep the right leg, we're going to put it up and over onto the left thigh. So first, for the hip, we're just going to gently put the hand on the inner thigh and push away. Just feel that stretch in your right hip. Alright, then reach through and grab your left leg, putting your elbow against the right thigh. Pull the legs in towards you and push your elbow against your thigh. And again, that's going to be a right hip stretch. If you want to get a hamstring stretch in the left leg, you can straighten the leg. Good. Alright. Now one more for the right side. Put both feet down. We're going to take both knees to the left. Take the left leg and put it on top of the right thigh. And then just let that foot pull leg and hip over. Keeping your shoulders on the mat. And you should feel that nice stretch right here in your IT band, your torso, and your glute. Alright, let's do all those on the other side. First one is you're going to take your left leg and cross it over the right thigh, and then just gently push it into your left thigh and get that left foot. Then we're going to reach through, grab the right leg, pushing the elbow against the left thigh, and gently pull it. I kind of like to leave my leg bent. When I straighten it, then it takes away from the hip stretch. Like that hamstring stretch. Go ahead and do that. Alright, then we're going to put both feet down. We're going to take both knees over to the right. Right foot on top of the left thigh. And just let that stretch over to keep your shoulders on the mat. Like if you want to stretch out your arms, it helps. Just get that nice stretch. Sitting. You're going to get one more chest stretch, so just put your hands behind you, open up the chest, lean back into it. Nice stretch, and you can kind of rock that side to side. Good, and then lean in, wrap your arms right under your knees, pull back, and get a nice stretching in the back, right between your shoulder blades. Alright, good. Then we're going to come up to the feet. Put your hands on the floor. Push yourself up. You can keep your knees bent or straight, whatever works for you. Exhale, and you're going to roll all the way up. Round the shoulders at the top, and we're done. Great job.